test 77. The links in JavaScript overlays past use. Let's get into it. This is an older test. This is when Marco was from Semantic Mastery, was talking about and promoting some of his stuff. I think this is part of the RYS Reloaded thing. And one of the elements in there he was teaching was JavaScript overlays. If you don't know what that is, just think pop-up. So you have a button on your website, and when you click on that button, it essentially brings up a pop-up. It's not like technically a pop-up. It could simply be some words or whatever. However you design and format this JavaScript thing to fire. And inside of that, the argument was if you do that, you can have this whole page and rank about whatever. Or you can have a mass page site, for example, and rank for a whole bunch of keywords related or not related to your website. Or you could use a parasite, a Web2 or whatever that gave you the ability to post HTML code, but frowned upon backlinks, or you wanted to hide your backlinks for whatever reason. Or maybe that website or system, when you linked in HTML, it created a no follow link, and you desperately wanted a do follow, and maybe this JavaScript overlay system would help you. So the question was, if you do the JavaScript overlay, and in that JavaScript overlay you had a backlink, would you get rankings boost from it? And in the test, obviously, as you can see in the results, for those of you that are looking ahead, yeah, the juice passes through the JavaScript overlay. Here's my problem with this concept. If I could put a link on a web page already, why would I bother with JavaScript overlays? I could do it in the direct HTML. The only reason I would do that is if I knew specifically that the JavaScript overlay would help me get around the do follow, no follow situation, because inevitably do follow I can do more with. I can pass link juice through it. I get the link juice from the website on its own. Those kind of things that I know are there versus relying on the concept of the no follow equals a hint. So that would probably be why I do it. But otherwise, if I owned a website, I had access to a website, I had access to a domain that allowed me to put links inside of the HTML, doing the JavaScript overlay is just kind of extra work for no reason whatsoever, in my opinion. But there are some applications maybe that you could kind of think of, like you don't want specifically to promote a thing, or you're writing an article about a thing and you don't necessarily want to highlight that. You could create a real small button on that page and have a backlink essentially on the page but not seen by hiding it in this real small button. That's an option. I mean, that would be something that maybe there would be a legit reason for putting that in there and not using a backlink, because you want to hide that small little button. I mean, it's a reach, but it's certainly there. And then because of the test back then, when this test was done, we knew that it worked. This is definitely something that needs to be retested. I think the practical application of doing a JavaScript overlay needs to be reviewed in regards to what I said. If you can use the HTML, if you can edit the HTML, if you can put in HTML, why not just get a backlink versus doing a JavaScript overlay? Like, what is the purpose for this? Like, what do you gain from doing this? And I think that has to be answered before you even take the time to understand how to do it. I'll tell you, there's a good video on YouTube. If you just Google JavaScript overlay, you'll see it. It's a April 2019. It's like Coding Factory or something like that. Real short 11-minute video that'll show you how to do a JavaScript overlay. And you just watch that video and look at it and look what you have to do in order to implement this. And you probably come up with the same question as I did. Why would you bother if you can add the URL to the page anyway with HTML. So take a look. Give me your comments below. I would like to know what you think. Is this something that, just because it passes juice, would you bother with it? And what are the applications of how you would employ the concept of JavaScript overlay in your link building or your marketing for that matter? I'm looking forward to hearing what you got to say. So drop it in the comments below. Hit the thumbs up or thumbs down. It only takes a millisecond. I appreciate you. And we'll see you in the next video.